Okay, so this is my Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows movie review. The reason this is a little bit late is because I wanted to see Deathly Hallows a second time before I actually made the review, because I thought that I would think differently of it the second time I saw it, and I was very right. So the first time I saw Hallows, I was very unhappy with it. I'm not gonna lie, my first impression was hatred. I thought that it moved way too quickly. I thought that the added scenes were really weird and irrelevant. There was not one shot of Hogwarts, there was hardly happiness, and magic wasn't magical anymore. It was like my worst fears for the film had come true. Deathly Hallows the book was very different to the rest of the Potter books, but it was still a Harry Potter book, and I felt like Deathly Hallows the movie just wasn't a Potter movie at all. But I realized that what makes those books magical is Jo's writing, and you can't really replicate that on the screen. So that being said, let's move on to the second time I saw Deathly Hallows. To my immense relief, the second time I saw Deathly Hallows, I loved it. I think that the reason my opinion changed so drastically was that during the week that I saw Deathly Hallows the first time, I was really ill and unhappy. The second time I saw Harry Potter, I was having a really good day. I went and saw the Harry Potter exhibition, which I will post a review about tomorrow. Like Kaylee, I took a lot of notes in Deathly Hallows. I'm just gonna highlight some of these for you. Bill! Hot Bill! Weird! Ron's weird! Overall, I thought the film really captured the emotions of Deathly Hallows, like the dancing scene, Harry and Hermione's friendship, and Harry trying to leave illustrating his guilt. Like Ron telling Harry it's always been bigger than him. I thought that the beginning scene with Hermione leaving her parents was perfect. I always wanted to get a clearer description of that scene, and I thought they just did an excellent job. And I love the little piano scene between Ron and Hermione. And I loved the Ministry. I like how they kept in the bit about Cattermole's wife, and Ron worrying that his wife was all alone downstairs. It was just great. The whole thing was executed beautifully. Except that Harry didn't take Mad Eye's eye out of Umbridge's door. That didn't make any sense. I loved the toilets at the Ministry. I loved Ron and Hermione's hands almost touching when Harry woke up in the morning, and Ron's flinching was just genius. That's one thing I wanted to touch on. Emma Watson got so much better at acting. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Emma Watson. She just sucked for all of the Potter movies. She's a terrible Hermione. But in this one, I kinda liked her. And she was so smart in this one. In all the other Potter movies, Hermione's just a placeholder for information. But in this one, she actually just seemed genius. Like when she was arguing with Harry and she automatically knew he needed to take off the Horcrux. One thing that can be said about this movie, whether it's good or bad, is that it was a movie for the fans. I think that people who haven't read Hallows would have a hard time understanding this movie. But I take that as kind of a good thing because they're assuming that the people who are watching the film have read Deathly Hallows, which they should have. The Tilda bag shot was terrifying. They explained the Gryffindor sword so clearly and it was exciting. The Silver Doe chapter is my favorite chapter in all of the Harry Potter books and I thought it was a great scene. Though I feel there was a lack of emotion when Ron came back, and then there was that sappy part. Well, this is a good segue into my next section, what I didn't like about the film. The part where Ron was explaining how he got back with the Deluminator was so sappy. Like 90s romantic comedy sappy. I wish Dudley had shook Harry's hand. I wish Dumbledore's grave was better. I wish Lily's letter to Sirius was there. I wish the ghoul in pajamas was there. I wish they explained the trace on Voldemort's name. I wish Ron had freaked out when Hermione was getting tortured. I wish Ron had run into Mr. Weasley at the Ministry, and I wish Hermione hadn't been sexualized. I thought that the ending shots were great with Voldemort over Dumbledore's grave. I need to go now because I wasn't watching the clock, but I'm gonna come back in a few hours with my roommate. See, it's gonna be a few hours for me, but it's gonna be like a second for you. Ready? Okay, let's go!
Fucking elder one.
There was like drums being like,
yeah, it was really fucking
was
like
so
tribal,
cool.
like really
hit
you right there.
It was a call to action.
But I was fucking pissed that it was over. You know?
Yeah.
My favorite scene in all of the Harry Potter was the Silver Doe. I don't have to explain why. It was just awesome.
Good.
Do I have to explain why?
What was your least favorite scene in Deathly Hallows, Julia?
It's because I'm a fucking nitpicker when he's fucking burying Dobby. Where'd the shovel come from? Huh, Harry? Where'd you get the shovel, Harry?
They dug it with their hands.
I think that was actually my least favorite part.
You know, I kind of didn't like the Dobby death
Unrealistic.
scene. I kind of didn't like it.
Over the top retardedness, that's Dobby.
Now it's like legit shit. So this is my Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 movie review. I'll see you guys tomorrow with my Harry Potter exhibition review.
I'm crumping!
Go see Harry Potter. What's the verdict, Julia?
2 thumbs up!
Bye!